awful bright. I guess no one would be breaking into the jail here. At this stop here, this building is the actual jailhouse. Built in 1867, used up to 1979, and in 79, when it was converted to a museum, there was 3 hangings that were done here at this jail in the back, and inside you can see where the hangings were done, because they have the roof painted black, a black circle, and you can actually see where the bodies would have dropped back there. Now, the 3 people that were hung, the one fellow was quite popular court case and was brought back to life back a couple of years ago. His name was Stevan, and I can't pronounce his last name. He was a Polish fellow, and that's very important that he was Polish there. I'll tell you why in a second. But the 3 people were hung. The 2 of them were buried here in the cemetery. The 3rd one, the last one from the 30s, was allowed to be buried in Toronto. Part of the sentencing when you hung someone was that you will hang by the neck until you're dead, and you will be buried here for eternity. So if a person was of a Catholic religion, Anglican religion, and they had their own cemeteries where their families were, and they planned on going there and feel at rest forever, no, you're buried here. You're stuck here forever. A horrible sentence to put on someone, mind-boggling to someone, because people's religious beliefs were a lot stronger than what they are today. And I don't mean everyone, so don't take offense to that. But this fellow, Stevan, he lived down at a place called Sheridan, which is down at Winston Churchill and QEW. Anybody knows the area down there? It was called Sheridan. And a Polish fellow was found dead. So it was assumed Stevan is Polish guy dead, he did it. And basically that's why they hung him, because they pinned the murder on him. They didn't have really a lot of evidence that we find out now, but because he was Polish and that guy was Polish, what a horrible way to be convicted and blamed for killing someone. So the morning that they hung him, his wife and his child were up here at 8 in the morning, and from back then it was a long way to come to get here for that. They didn't have buses and stuff back around 1906. So they're up here outside these walls. They want to go in and see the husband and father. They weren't allowed to. So there is a woman and a child that haunt this building, and we believe that it could be them. It could be some of the homeless people that used to live here in the winter. They used to shelter them here in the winter. We didn't have the services we have now. We have a few mission and places around the city where people can go that are homeless, but back then they would live here. Now we also have Stevan himself. The morning he was hung, the priest was there to see him. He was Catholic. There was a priest in there to see him. And then when he was hung, the priest went wild, went crazy. Now the reason why, and I know a lot of people that work here, but the thing that's what they missed was that, why did the priest go crazy? Why was he all upset? Well, good reason why, because he had just met the man, gave him his last rites, got to know him, and then he felt bad that he was being hung for being innocent, but it took 12 minutes to declare Stevan dead. So the man hung with a noose on his neck for 12 minutes before he actually died. It used to be horrible when they used to hang people. So when we see a spirit around here, and it's sort of a rough spirit, a dark spirit in this building here, it very well could be Stevan.